Yes, so Srikal students. So today we have lecture number 2, class 9, chapter 8, motion. So we know what is speed and velocity. We have studied speed is scalar and velocity is vector. Velocity has direction as well as magnitude. Speed only has magnitude. Now students, let us say a particle is moving along a straight line. Let's say it's moving along a straight line. Okay. Its initial velocity is u meter per second, right? Now, in time t, its velocity becomes v meter per second. This is the final velocity, and u is the initial velocity. Okay. Is it possible? Can you think of this? There can be some car which is moving slowly. After you press the accelerator, the car will move fast. So velocity will increase from initial velocity u to final velocity v. The velocity can decrease also. V can be more than u, v can be less than u. Right? Good. Now students, you please see, let us consider v is more than u. Means the velocity is increasing. Let us see. In time t. Now students, what is change in velocity? Change in velocity in time t. Anyone? What is change in velocity?
Final velocity minus initial velocity.
So we can say Vf, that is final velocity, minus Vi is initial velocity. Okay. Now what is our final velocity? We have taken final velocity as V. V. And what is our initial velocity? Come on, students. What is our initial velocity?
U.
U.
U
So
meter per second.
correct. So V minus U is our change in velocity in time t. T is
T.
let's say t is in seconds, right, Pranav? So what is the
Yes, sir.
rate of change of velocity? Student, this is a new term for you. What is this? This is a new term. I said, first I told about change in velocity. Change in velocity is final velocity minus initial velocity. We are assuming final velocity to be v, initial velocity to be u. So v minus u is change in velocity. Okay. V minus u is change in velocity. Now students, please tell me what is rate of change of velocity. Students, rate of change of velocity means change in velocity. Let me write. Rate of change of velocity is change in velocity divided by time
Time.
interval. Time interval.
Time.
Why I say interval? Time interval means that in how much time this change happened. This change. For example, I'm telling you, let us say you are moving on scooter or Activa. So your initial velocity u is 10 meter per second. Okay? Then you give a speed, more speed. Now you want to reach v as let's say 60 meter per second. Let us imagine. So students, do you think the Activa can reach 60 meter per second from initial velocity 10 meter per second in only 1 or 2 seconds? No, it will take some time. Let us say that time taken is, it may take, I think from 10 to 60 minutes, 4 or 5 seconds, right? Maybe more than that. So suppose it take 5 seconds, then we will say the time interval. Time interval is 5 seconds. We will say in 5 seconds, the initial velocity, yes, 10 meter per second changed to final velocity, how much? 60 meter per second. Okay. So this change in velocity divided by time interval is known as rate of change of velocity. Okay. Rate of change of velocity, students, we can also talk about rate. I'm just giving you example. Example of rate of work done. Rate of work done. This is also equal to work done divided by time interval. See, time interval means, so you have done some work in how much time interval you have done the work. So that is rate of work done. Similarly, we have uh, rate of change of displacement also. I'm just giving you the example of displacement. Rate of change of displacement. So this is, let's say I represent displacement by this S vector. So it will be S2 vector minus S1 vector divided by t. What is this? Suppose a particle is moving in this direction. Let us say here the time interval t is 2 seconds. Here t is equal to 0 second. And here the t is, let's say, 5 seconds, t2. Okay, and in this from t1 to t2, let us say here the displacement was 10 meter and here the displacement was 15 meter. Now can any student tell me what is change in displacement? Change in displacement.
5 meters.
Correct. Here the
5.
displacement is 10 meter final displacement minus initial displacement 10 meter. Now what is rate of change of displacement? S2 minus S1 divided by T. What will be rate of change of displacement? Change in displacement, that is 5 meter, divided by how much time taken to change its displacement? Any student can
3 seconds.
7 seconds.
3 seconds, because here it is 5 seconds minus 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So students, rate of change of displacement is velocity, and rate of change of velocity is, I will tell you, don't speak. Rate of change of velocity is change in velocity divided by time interval. Student, this new thing today I am going to teach you is known as acceleration, represented by A. You got it? What is rate of change of velocity? Change in velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time interval. Which time interval? Time interval जिसमें पहले velocity u थी, u से v हो गई. फॉर एग्जाम्पल पहले velocity 10 मीटर पर सेकेंड थी और 5 सेकेंड में वो velocity बढ़कर 60 मीटर पर सेकेंड होगी. तो इस केस में एक्सेलरेशन कितनी होगी? कैन यू कैलकुलेट स्टूडेंट्स? I will calculate. First I will ask you, then I will tell you, then I will ask you. So acceleration in this case A will be, what is change in velocity? What is change in velocity? 60 minus 10. And how much is this change in velocity happened in how much time? It happened in 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
So acceleration in this case will be 60 minus 10, 50 divided by 5. This is 10. Now,
10.
now we will talk about units. You see, acceleration is change in velocity. So ultimately velocity by time, right? Now what is the unit of velocity? Meter per second divided by second, because time is second. See, this is meter per second is the unit of velocity. Velocity by time is acceleration. So this is equal to meter divided by second into second. So this becomes equal to meter by second square. So always remember, what is the unit of acceleration? Meter by second square. So students, what is the unit of displacement? What is the unit of displacement?
Meter.
Meter. What is the unit of velocity?
meter per second.
Beautiful. What is the unit of acceleration?
Meter per
Meter per
second
second
square.
square.
Why? Because velocity is rate of change of displacement meter by second, and acceleration is rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of
Plus.
velocity. So that's why it is meter per second divided by second. So that is meter by second square. Okay, very good learning. I'm happy. So students, now I want Manrose. Manrose is there. She's not there. Okay. So I want Bakshpreet to solve this. Let
Yes,
us say, a person is going with a constant velocity. He has he has traveled with constant velocity for 5 seconds. Okay, and the constant velocity is 20 meter per second. Bakshpreet, can you tell what is the acceleration? Please talk briefly and talk quickly. And if you don't know, just say I don't know so that I can ask some other student.
no, sir.
Good. Now I want Mansimrat Kaur. A person is traveling with
Yes,
constant.
sir.
Are you not listening the question?
Yes, sir.
Then answer. Please answer the question.
Sir, wait.
Okay, Mansimrat.
4 meter per second square.
The answer is wrong. Now keep quiet. Mehta, I repeat the question. The person is traveling with a constant velocity. He has traveled with this velocity 20 meter per second for 5 seconds. What is the acceleration? Mehtab. I think Mehtab, you will answer correctly. What is the acceleration of the person?
minus 4 meter by second.
Nonsense. Completely wrong. I think Sahib Noor will tell the answer. Yes, Sahib Noor.
Sir, 0.
Beautiful. So happy with you. 0 meter per second scale. Why? Please see. In this case, he has already told the person is moving with constant velocity. Constant velocity means velocity is not, no need to write now, just listen. Not changing. So in this case, students, please mute yourself always. Poonam, otherwise background sound will come. Velocity is not. So what is the initial velocity? Initial velocity is 20 meter per second. And after 5 seconds also, he has already told the person is moving with constant velocity. So after 5 seconds, what will be the velocity? Constant means same. It will be 20 meter per second. Now, as per the definition, just see. We have seen acceleration is rate of change of velocity, right? Acceleration is rate of change of velocity. That is change in velocity divided by time interval. So you see students, acceleration is, what is the final velocity? 20, initial velocity 20. This is change in velocity. But acceleration is rate of change of velocity. This change in velocity divided by time interval. How much is the time interval? 5 seconds. So this is 0 by 5 is equal to 0 meter per second square. I request everyone to clap for Sahib Noor Singh. Very good answer. Your father was right. Really, you can go and achieve great heights in your life. Good. But don't miss the tests. You are very lazy in tests. Okay, students. One more question for Pranav. Pranav and Poonam. These team will do this question. Both are having names from P. The person is having initial velocity 10 meter per second. He is applying brakes. This is initial velocity. His final velocity is, after applying brakes, the velocity will decrease. कट हो जाएगी, कम हो जाएगी.
0.
Let's say, no, जरूरी नहीं है जीरो हो जाए एकदम. आस्ते आस्ते जीरो होगी ना. Let us say in 2 seconds the velocity is 4 meter per second. Okay, first I will ask, the chance is given only once. Pranav, what is the acceleration?
Okay, sir.
What is the acceleration in this time interval, 2 seconds? Yes, Poonam.
Velocity minus,
Yes, Poonam.
sir, velocity minus ये u v minus.
Okay. Uh, Mehtab, can you tell what is the acceleration?
Yes.
3 meter per second square.
No, Mehtab, you are again wrong. This is the disadvantage of coming late in the class. Okay. So, Mansimrat Kaur, what is the acceleration?
So minus 3 meter per second square.
Beautiful. Let us clap for Mansimrat Kaur. Very good. तो पूनम जब आपसे आंसर पूछना है ना, आपने एक्सप्लेन नहीं करना ज्यादा, बस आंसर बताना है, बस दैट्स ऑल. Okay, so how? You see, Sabnur Singh is a good student. So acceleration, again I told you what is the definition of acceleration, Manpreet Kaur?
Meter per second square.
No, that is the unit of acceleration. I am asking definition. The definition of acceleration is given here. We have just discussed. It is rate of change of velocity. Okay. So acceleration is rate of change of velocity, means final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. Time ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ time ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ velocity u ਤੋਂ v ਵਧੀ ਜਾਂ ਘਟੀ. Now what is the final velocity? 4 meter per second. What is the initial velocity? 10.
10.
Velocity is decreasing. So acceleration will be negative. 4 minus 10 by how much time? 2. So this is minus 6 by 2. That is equal to, Mansimrat is right, minus 3 meter per second square. So students, from here, one more example. One simple example for Bakshpreet and this person, Amrit Pal Singh. Suppose initial velocity is 10 meter per second and final velocity is, it's a very simple, 40 meter per second in time interval of 2 seconds. What is the acceleration?
Sir, 15 meter per second square.
Beta, your name is Bakshpreet. I asked Manpreet and Amrit. Okay, Bakshpreet, yes, ठीक है. So the Bakshpreet, what is your answer?
15 meter per second square.
Per second.
So it's correct. Acceleration is 40 minus 10, 30. Change in velocity divided by 2. That is 15 meter per second square. Okay. So students, see, we have today seen when velocity is increasing, the acceleration is positive. When velocity is constant, please mute yourself. Please mute. When velocity is constant, then acceleration is, yes, Pranav? When the velocity is constant, acceleration is
0.
Positive.
no, not positive. Acceleration is 0.
0.
Mark. Are you sleeping? We have done a sum. Initial velocity is 5 meter per second. Final velocity also 5 meter per second. That means velocity is constant. So acceleration will be 0. And students, if velocity is decreasing, suppose we are applying brakes, velocity is decreasing. In that case, acceleration will be
Negative.
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 Very good.
Negative.
So we have done this. Very nice. Okay. You can do all the sums of acceleration now. Now, Poonam, I'm telling you again and again, please mute yourself. Otherwise, I will be compelled to remove you from the meeting if you are not serious. Okay. So students, now ठीक है, तो बोलना वाला बच्चे अनम्यूट करके फिर म्यूट कर लो अपने आप, ठीक है? Okay. Now students, how to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second, and back how to convert meter per second into kilometer per hour. So students, see, suppose I'm having 20 kilometer 20 kilometer per hour. I want to convert into meter per second. So this will be equal to 20 into C. I can write kilometer per hour like this, right? So this is 20 into, please convert kilometer into meter. Pranav, 1 kilometer has how many meters?
1000.
Yeah, 1000. You should say meter. Say completely. Yes. Manpreet Kaur, 1 hour has how many seconds? 1 hour. Yes, 1 hour has pura bolo 3600 seconds. Okay. See, 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So 60 into 60 seconds, that is 3600 seconds. So student, this is equal to 5 by 18. So this will be 10 by 9. So 50 by 9 meter per second. Okay. Now let us try to convert backwards. 50 by 9 meter per second into kilometer per hour. How? Just see. 50 by 9 meter per second. Okay. So this is equal to, first convert meter into kilometer. So students, wait, I will tell you. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter, right? So 1 meter will be equal to how many kilometer? 10 raised to power minus half. So 10 raised to power minus 3 kilometer. You can say 1 by 1000 kilometer. Okay. So I will write 50 by 9 here. Instead of meter, I will write 1 by 1000 kilometer instead of meter. Divided by 1 second is having how many hours? Anybody knows? 1, see, 3600 second is equal to 1 hour.
R.
Okay. So 1 second is equal to how many hours?
1 by 3600.
Wait.
hour. So 1 by 3600 hour. Right on the units. So now this will be 50 by 9 into 1 by 1000 into, see, I'm dividing by 1 by 3600, or I can multiply by 3600 by 1. Reciprocal of this. 2020, this is 18 by 5. Right, 5 will cut with this 10. So now 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18. So it becomes 10 twos are 20 kilometer per hour. Students, thank you very much. This was my second lecture. Okay, now wait for the third lecture also. Before that, I will discuss one more thing. Students, how we can calculate the average speed? See, how we can calculate average speed? Yesterday I told you average velocity is equal to u plus v by 2. U is the initial velocity, v is the final velocity by 2. How we can calculate average speed? You can calculate average speed by this formula: total distance divided by time taken. Okay. Suppose a person's, he has traveled, let us say, speed is an interaction. So let us say this much he has traveled at 20 meter per second for 1 minute, let us say. Then he has traveled this much distance from A to B. Person traveled with 20 meter per second. For he has traveled for how long? 1 minute. Now this here the speed was increased 40 meter per second only for 20 seconds. Now, from B to C, we want to calculate the average speed. This is, students, the person is not traveling in a straight line. So we can't talk about velocity. We have to talk about speed. So what will be the average speed? Total distance. So total distance is distance from A to B plus distance from B to C divided by total time taken. How much is total time taken? 1 minute plus 20 seconds. 1 minute is 60 seconds plus 20 seconds. Now, students, can you
80
tell me
seconds.
how to calculate AB? So distance traveled is speed into time. Remember, see, speed is equal to distance by time. So distance traveled is speed into time. How much is the speed? 20 meter per second into time. How much?
1.
I should multiply Buck Street.
80 seconds.
80 seconds. 1 minute.
60 seconds.
60.
Madam, are you going to space? 20 into 60 plus
No, sir.
what is BC? 40
40.
into 20 seconds
20.
divided by 80, right? 80 seconds, right? So this is equal to 60 into 20 will be, please speak. 500. This is equal to 4 to the 8 divided by 80, right, students? Am I right? This is equal to 2000 by 80. Can you hear me, students?